You've probably heard about Bitcoin once or twice. Of course, everyone's talking about how good of an investment it is. Bitcoin has opened a lot of opportunities for other people, but it also closed some for others. The latter mostly happens when uneducated investors dive into Bitcoin without having prior knowledge about it or how it works. That is why for this video, we'll talk about the beginner's guide to Bitcoin in 2022. Hey, welcome to Stock Market Mate. Before we start the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to help us beat the YouTube algorithm. If you're done with that, then let's get right into it. What is Bitcoin and why is it valuable? Bitcoin is known as the biggest and most popular digital currency that serves as a substitute to central bank-controlled fiat money. Needless to say, the latter is widely accepted by the economy and this makes it more valuable. Bitcoin, on the other hand, is not typically used in retail transactions and its network is decentralized. Furthermore, it is not backed up by government authorities and it doesn't have a system of intermediary banks to propagate its use. So what makes Bitcoin valuable? Any discussion that involves the value of Bitcoin must incorporate the nature of currency. The early people used gold as a useful currency, but it soon became a little too inconvenient. Paper money became a huge upgrade, but it needs to be manufactured and it lacks the mobility of digital currencies. Money has evolved in huge ways and it steered from physical attributes and headed towards those with functional and convenient characteristics. Actually, the main reason why Bitcoin is incredibly valuable is that it is scarce. It has the same concept with gold and they both have similar characteristics. Bitcoin's value is a function of the scarcity. As the supply diminishes, demand for cryptocurrency has increased. Investors are clamoring for a slice of the ever-increasing profit pie that results from trading its limited supply. Another reason is that Bitcoin has intrinsic value based on the marginal cost of producing it. Mining for Bitcoins demands a huge cost of electricity and this imposes a real cost on miners. Based in economic theory, in a competitive market among producers all making the same product, the selling price of that product will tend towards its marginal cost of production. Empirical evidence has shown that the price of a Bitcoin tends to equate to the cost of production. Will Bitcoin be the future of money? One thing will always dominate an entire sector, and that's the same concept with cryptocurrency. Considering how popular Bitcoin is today, we can't help but wonder if it's ever going to be the future adopted currency. So will it ever happen? There's a huge chance for it. First of all, Bitcoin does have a few advantages over existing currencies. Because of its scarcity, it makes it impossible for a central authority to issue Bitcoin in quantities that would devalue it. This makes it less vulnerable to any hyperinflation crisis. However, this characteristic has drawbacks as well. Because Bitcoin has a limited supply, controlling deflation is impossible. Like inflation, deflation is a phenomenon that can also lead to very severe economic consequences. Another claimed advantage of Bitcoin is that all transactions are permanent and immutable. When you put money in a bank, that bank could simply expropriate the money from its user and claim that it never existed. On the other hand, Bitcoin's database on which transactions are recorded can never be edited by any central authority. This is why Bitcoin is dubbed as trustless, because the holder doesn't need to trust a financial institution to not play them dirty. Lastly, the main advantage of Bitcoin is that it offers anonymity. Well, not fully anonymous, but it is incredibly hard to trace. Only the people who know your Bitcoin address can view your transactions and balance. However, you can't trace the owner of the said address. There are a few exceptions though. Cryptocurrencies such as Monero and Dash could be referred to as private cryptocurrencies as transactions on these are not traceable. Overall, money is all about mass adoption. It's about the majority agreeing that it's an exchange of value, and right now, Bitcoin is leading the race on getting this done. However, Bitcoin's future outlook is still very much in question. How do we invest in Bitcoin? There are only 3 essential steps to get you started on Bitcoin. However, we will not go over these in detail, but it should give you a clear concept on how things work. Get a Bitcoin wallet. When you buy a coin, it's stored in a wallet that also stores all your purchased cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrency exchanges are not backed by protections like the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, and they're at risk of theft or hacking. You could even lose your investment if you forget or lose the codes to access your account, as millions of dollars of Bitcoin already has been. That's why it's so important to have a secure storage space for your cryptocurrencies. You can choose from types of wallets, namely a hot wallet or a cold wallet. However, comparing the two, a cold wallet is much safer than the other. A hot wallet is not secure because if your provider is hacked, your coin information will be put at risk. A cold wallet, on the other hand, is an actual piece of hardware that stores in your coins, usually a portable device that's similar to a flash drive. But if you're not about to go crazy on your coin purchases, then a hot wallet should be good for small amounts of coins. Join a Bitcoin exchange. Of course, you need to decide on where to make your Bitcoin purchase. A lot of Bitcoin investors utilize a cryptocurrency exchange. No, there isn't an official Bitcoin company that you can purchase from because in the first place, it's open source technology. However, there are a few exchanges that facilitate Bitcoin transactions. These are the so-called middlemen of cryptocurrency investing, like a stock brokerage. Anyhow, if you decide to purchase from an exchange, you can try out famous options like Coinbase, Binance, Kraken, Gemini, and Bitfinex. Indeed, it can be difficult to choose the best one for you, so do your own research before purchasing. Connect your wallet to a bank account. After purchasing your coins, you need to link it to your bank account. By doing this, you can easily buy and sell your coins. Alternatively, your bank account may be linked to your cryptocurrency exchange account. All in all, it's safe to remember that in-depth research should be prioritized before making any purchases. Is Bitcoin a good investment? This is one of the most commonly asked questions regarding Bitcoin. Honestly, no investment is inherently good or bad. It's dependent on one's risk tolerance, financial goals, and investment strategy. Before investing in Bitcoin, you should set your financial goals straight and determine what you desire to achieve. Do you want a simple passive income? Are you aiming to save for retirement? Maybe you want to become a full-time investor. Answering some of these questions should help you decide whether Bitcoin is worth investing in. Investing in Bitcoin is not as easy as it seems. It is a highly volatile asset that can easily rise and fall in just a matter of hours or days. Bitcoin is much like every other cryptocurrency, which is not backed up by physical assets like precious metals. There is also a lack of a central regulator that ensures that the value remains stable. Furthermore, Bitcoin value is not linked to the profits of one significant corporation. The value of Bitcoin relies on market demand. When there are more people buying Bitcoin, the value will increase, but when there are fewer people buying it, the value will decrease as well. On the bright side, with Bitcoin, you can generate an incredibly huge return on profit. In fact, you can get something as high as 200% or more. Of course, it's not that easy, but it is entirely possible. If you decide to go all in on Bitcoin and purchase a huge amount of it, you can opt to capitalize on the market surge and sell your coins for a bigger value. Plus, with the possibility of Bitcoin becoming the future currency, you can potentially generate returns from long-term holdings. Your success in this investment purely depends on timing the market, which is a difficult and generally ill-advised investment strategy. Nonetheless, there's a potential for profit. You have to strategize by buying coins when they're at a cheap price and sell them when they're at the highest possible price. If you pay close attention to the market, it is very possible to generate huge sums of returns. If you do decide to invest in Bitcoin, be sure to understand your risk tolerance. Knowing that Bitcoin is a high-risk investment, you should check out your risk tolerance before diving in. If you're thinking twice about putting your money on volatile assets, you may want to consider investing in other things. Also remember to start small. According to Cliff Oswald, president of All Reverse Mortgage, one of the most effective ways to invest in Bitcoin is to just put $10 a week into it. That way, it's not a risk if it doesn't end up panning out, but over time, you'll have a healthy investment. Well, that's about it for today's video. Let us know in the comments if you have plans to invest in Bitcoin anytime soon. Anyway, do nudge on the like and subscribe button to help us out. Until then, we wish you success and we'll see you in the next video. If you enjoyed this video, you're going to want to watch one of these two videos right here. Enjoy!